Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in this video, we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3 and for what the Din Djarin actor himself has to tease and say a little bit here about the upcoming third season here, Pedro Pascal himself. So without further ado, we're going to hop right on into it. Today's video, we're taking a read here from Star Wars The Direct. I'm going to have their full article linked down in the description down below for you guys to check out and read if you would like on your own. As it reads, The Mandalorian Season 3 star Pedro Pascal reveals Din Djarin's resoluant new role. The Mandalorian Season 3 is expected to fully deal with an aftermath of Din Djarin's possessions here of the Darksaber and the reaction of other Mandalorians led by Katie Sackhoff's Bo-Katan. First official footage from the show was revealed that Bo-Katan will lead to the opposition against Mando in Season 3, with a scene teasing a thrilling encounter with Grogu as well. This here was exclusive footage shown at Star Wars Celebration back in May, something we've talked about here actually on the channel, actually showing that leaked footage here. Disney, please don't copyright that and take it down though. However, while the sequence didn't completely confirm if Bo-Katan will be the main villain of the show, it does indicate that she will use some sinister means to take the throne of Mandalore and take the Darksaber from Mando. In addition to that, the threat of Moff Gideon is rumored to still be present within Season 3 of The Mandalorian, and with a report stating that the villain will receive a big upgrade in the upcoming installments. Carl Weathers, who plays Grief Karga and is also one of the show directors of multiple episodes of The Mandalorian in the series and also serves as a director, as the article says, also teased that the show's complex story, saying that it involves, in quote, many different stories within the story, ending the quote right there. The Mandoverse is simply only getting bigger. It's expanding into more lovable, awesome, cool, thrilling, action-packed stories here, such as The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka Tano, the show that is currently in filming and in production as of right now, Rangers of the New Republic, which is actually a shelved Star Wars series that we don't really know anything about, and now Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which is said to be taking place around with the Mandalorian whole Mandoverse here that's going on. However, I don't want to get anything too confusing, so we don't completely know if Star Wars Skeleton Crew is going to be completely aligned with the Mandoverse like the Book of Boba Fett really is. Now, as the article goes on to say, now it seems that one of the side plots of Season 3 of The Mandalorian was teased by the lead actor of the Star Wars series himself. Pedro Pascal teases Mando's leadership role. He's now the leader. He is the ruler of Mandalore because he has the Darksaber. This is what we saw in the finale of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, where he defeats Moff Gideon. The Mandalorian lead star Pedro Pascal sat down with Total Film VIA Games Radar to talk about the upcoming quote-unquote leadership role of Din Djarin in the Season 3 of The Mandalorian of the Disney Plus series. Although Mando is, quote, stepping into a leadership position, ending quote there, in the upcoming season, Pedro Pascal revealed that the fan-favorite bounty hunter, the Mandalorian, is quote-unquote reluctant to do so, ending the quote right there. The Star Wars veteran also shared that Mando's reluctancy to take on more prominent role is an interesting aspect of his journey, saying that exploring it has quote-unquote has been truly really fun, ending the quote right there of what Pedro Pascal has to say about kind of really working with Mando and evolving his character ever since his character being first introduced back in 2019, the first season of The Mandalorian, and to where his character is now. He's simply changing from a lone wolf, a lone bounty hunter that doesn't want anything to do here with anybody else, that is now picking up a leadership role here, and that now people want to follow him and actually follow in his footsteps, is something that's going to be very interesting and a huge pivotal point here for Season 3 of The Mandalorian. And the full quote here, as you guys can see now on the screen, of what Pedro Pascal has to say here about this whole interesting and pivotal point here of his character becoming more of a leadership type of role. In quote, if he is stepping into a leadership position, he is reluctant to do so. I don't think that there's anything more interesting than a character being forced into discovering what they're capable of and who they truly are. That part has been really fun. Also, from my point of view, there are so many searchable ways to find the tonality of that. I just tried to achieve some of the subtleties of that kind of character development, ending the quote right there. This is exactly what I believe I literally just mentioned. He's watching his character Mando from 2019 Season 1 of The Mandalorian go from a lone wolf, somebody that doesn't want anything to do with anybody else, going to a leadership type of role here. He's surrounded by people. He's forced to work with other people now here in this type of situation. It's also very interesting, however, is kind of like a whole thing that they're ramping up here, is that Mando's evidently going to want to keep the Darksaber now. He's not going to want to give it up to Bo-Katan or kind of just like forfeit it like he tried to do at the end of the season finale of Season 2 of The Mandalorian there. there, but much rather he's actually going to try to now actually fight for it and want to keep the saber here and keep the whole responsibility of it. There's also the whole factor of when Bo-Katan and Mando do come toe to toe and actually do fight for the Darksaber, there's a very high chance out there that Mando's really not going to try his hardest. He's not going to try his best here. He's going to like get knocked over or something like that by Bo-Katan, and I guess she won there. That Darksaber is her now. Continuing off of what the article goes on to say, Bo-Katan actress Katie Sackhoff also teased that her character is dealing with the disappointment of not taking back the Darksaber at the end of the Mandalorian Season 2 finale, saying that she needs to reevaluate after such a failure here. In full quote of what she has to say, anytime you have a goal and you don't succeed, I think you reevaluate, ending the quote right there. This here's what Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan, the actress, has to say here about her character, what she's going through, and I believe what I'm kind of gathering here from this is that her character, Bo-Katan, is essentially ramping herself up for all-out war here when Mando's over here being pretty chill about the whole situation, and if for anything, Mando's just going to kind of forfeit it, kind of just get knocked over type of thing and say, oh, well, I guess I lost, and give the Darksaber here back to Bo-Katan. It's definitely a very interesting concept and idea here. I'm going to talk about some more of my theories / speculations here, as well as another quote here we have from Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan's actress, in just a few moments here. However, if you guys are a Marvel fan of any types, I'll have my Marvel channel linked down in the description down below. I kind of want to compare and contrast it to it in such a way. I believe that The Mandalorian Season 3, when it does come to the marketing here, is that they're essentially going to be marketing it as if Bo-Katan is going to be the big bad of Season 3 here, and I don't believe that this is going to be the case at all. How does this connect to Marvel, however, you may ask, is that the original pitch here for the trailers and promoting and marketing and everything like that for Spider-Man No Way Home, they're originally going to pitch this as a Civil War type of movie between Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange, essentially. There's only one little like fight scene where they kind of like tussle a little bit throughout that movie. Other than that, the movie is about something completely different, and I think that they may approach this here with The Mandalorian Season 3 and do that of where they're going to be promoting, marketing, and that type of stuff here, that having that Bo-Katan would be the big bad villain here of Season 3, where in reality, she really isn't going to be all of that. And in actual reality here, I think it very well could be and will be the Armorer, and it's going to be a different creed of Mandalorians here. That's something I want to talk about, however, in a separate future video. However, when the question is asked, why would Disney market it this way or promote it this way, advertise it this way, I'm honestly really not completely sure. They could be hiding something from us, and I think that something very well could be something a lot bigger, maybe the potential of hashtag Mace Windu lives. However, I don't always want to kind of go back to that all the time. So to be honest with you, no, I have no idea for why they would do such false advertising or marketing and promoting for the upcoming season of Mando. I'll probably think of a few though, however, and make them into future separate videos here on the channel, so it's all the more reason to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Going back here for what the article has to say here, as I had mentioned, I have that full article linked down in the description down below for you if you guys are interested in reading this here on your own. Sackhoff also mentioned her scenes with Grogu, Baby Yoda, the one and only, saying that every single thing that the youngling is, in quote, very, very thought out, ending the quote right there. Now, in full quote of what Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan's actress, has to say here, it's very funny because you always have to think about how you're interacting with Grogu. It's so specific. You have to make sure that you're not doing anything that says something different. Every single thing, every single interaction with Grogu is very, very thought out, ending the quote right there. Now, this here is really more or less talking about some of the behind the scenes stuff here that we have going on here with Bo-Katan and Grogu. Of course, he's always such a fun little character to work with, and his puppet is very detailed and very motorized, and it's very interactive here. There's a lot of work and behind the scenes stuff that goes into with Grogu's puppet and his character here for the upcoming show here, and what they have done in previous works, of course, here with the Book of Boba Fett, and also probably for the future of the Ahsoka Tano show here as well. However, I want to dive a little bit more deeper onto it into a separate video here on the channel here, so make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. It seems as if Bo-Katan and Grogu are going to definitely be sharing a few scenes here together. A little bit of a fan theory / speculation / prediction out there to kind of throw it on out there, as I had mentioned, I'm going to dive deeper onto it into a separate video here on the channel, is that potentially Bo-Katan gets so worked up over wanting to get the Darksaber here, is that she would take the kid, she would take Grogu hostage essentially from Mando, and in an effort or in an order here to essentially like lure him back over to herself here in order to take the Darksaber from him. And if that is truly going to be the situation and worse comes to worse, I think we all know that Mando would simply just toss her the Darksaber and get Grogu back, because he's become that kind of character here, a more caring and compelling character, especially for when it comes to Grogu here. This is something that we saw at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2, the finale there, and also within the Book of Boba Fett with the episodes that actually featured and had Din Djarin in there, episode 5 and episode 6 here. He went and actually visit Grogu at Luke's training. The article from there continues to talk about Mando's challenging leadership and Mandalore. It looks like Pedro Pascal's Din Djarin will have his hands full in The Mandalorian Season 3. There's a lot of different pivotal plot points that are going on here. The Book of Boba Fett already confirmed that not all Mandalorians support Mando's possession of the Darksaber, and that his story detail will eventually carry out over into The Mandalorian Season 3, essentially like a prologue or a pregame, essentially, kind of setting things up here for what we can expect to see here, that it's going to happen in The Mandalorian Season 3, especially when it comes to trying to top what they did with Season 2 of The Mandalorian. There was so much that was going on there. So in my thoughts and opinions, it definitely makes sense that they're trying to set some stuff up here. The absence of Katie Sackhoff's Bo-Katan in the Book of Boba Fett, and within the episodes that really included Din Djarin and the Mandalorian, suggests that the warrior is out somewhere in a galaxy far, far away, preparing to strike and take the Darksaber from Din, gathering warriors, gathering other Mandalorians that would, of course, want to support her in ruling Mandalore. It makes sense. She probably really does have family and friends out there, dating all the way back to what we saw in Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated series, that of course would help back up Bo-Katan here. It also seems that she has gone pretty nuts. Of course, she's pretty crazed over the Darksaber here. She's willing to do anything she needs to get her hands on the Darksaber, and I don't really think it's going to be boiled all to that, and I don't really think that she's going to be the main big bad here of the Season 3 of The Mandalorian. As the article continues to go on to say, however, aside from outside forces preventing him, Din Djarin, from ruling Mandalore, Pedro Pascal's comments suggest that there will be an internal struggle for Din that needs to be sorted out first in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. The bounty hunter's reculance to lead is understandable considering his backstory and him being a lone wolf who simply wants to get the job done and be alone, not really being surrounded by all that much and needing to care for all that much other than maybe Grogu and himself at this point. This evolution of the character from becoming a bounty hunter to a father figure all the way to becoming a ruler is an interesting journey that will be greatly amplified in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. It also applies and allows the actor to have fun with the role while also discovering something new about Din Djarin as a newfound hero in The Mandalorian. Meanwhile, Sackhoff remarks about filming scenes with Grogu could hint at the pair will spend significant time together in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. However, based on the early footage from Star Wars Celebration shown back in May, something we already covered here on the channel as I had mentioned, it looks like Bo-Katan will be not very friendly with Grogu. Instead, the skilled bounty hunter could use Grogu as bait to persuade Din Djarin to give up the Darksaber. This is a fan theory I already talked about here in the video, so it's kind of cool to see that other people, the direct, is kind of agreeing with this. All in all, it's likely that Din will come to his senses and to step up to become Mandalore's leader, even if there's brewing opposition from within here. He's going to really put his foot down here. He's going to say, hey, I'm the ruler of Mandalore. However, I really don't think it's going to be cracked down or boiled down to all that much. He's simply going to be willing to and give up the Darksaber just like that at the snap of a finger to get his son back, essentially Grogu, especially after spending so much time from Grogu away when Grogu went off and was taken from Luke Skywalker at the end of the Mandalorian Season 2 finale to go off and do some Jedi training there as well. The Mandalorian Season 3 is expected to premiere on Disney Plus in early 2023 in February as confirmed from Disney Plus. Not soon enough in my own thoughts and opinions, and probably yours too. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd actually love to hear what you guys all think. This here is a very exciting and thrilling news update here for The Mandalorian Season 3, and we're going to be talking all about The Mandalorian Season 3 as well as covering Andor, and we're also going to be breaking down Andor episodes that there's going to be streaming in August 31st on Disney Plus. So if you haven't guys already, hit that subscribe button and join us here today. We cover all types of other Star Wars news, leaks, rumors, theories, breakdowns. If it's Star Wars related, we're going to be covering it and talking about it here on the channel. If you guys want more Star Wars related content, check out our Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, link down in the description down below for more of that type of stuff. This is definitely very interesting. As I had mentioned, this is kind of giving us some insights of some pivotal plot points that we could very well see here within The Mandalorian Season 3 and also future continuations of seasons and also shows at that of the Mandoverse. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What do you guys think this is really truly going to be boiling down to? I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think. Leave a like on the video if you enjoy it, as it really is up with the channel, and check out Instagram on Official Star Wars for more Star Wars related content, link down in the description down below. Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, may the Force be with you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.